Hi all, my name is Alex. If you can hear me, just put thumbs up in the chat, and then I will understand that you can hear me, and we can start to our presentation or webinar. Isn't very clear. Okay, I'll try to make something. I believe now it's much better and everybody can hear me. Okay, let's start it. My name is Alex and I'm a geologist. I have an experience about 18 years and today I want to tell you about something that can make your work much more efficient and productive. This is DOLON.PRO. DOLON.PRO it's a newest GIS system designed especially for geologists and mining professionals. You may be wondering how DOLON.PRO can help you at your project, and I'll try to explain you. First of all, it's a cloud-based system accessible from any web browser, which means that you can access the tool and work with these tools anywhere with in Android connection. DOLON.PRO does not need to be installed at your device. You just type DOLON.PRO at your browser. Just one sec. And you can start. You just need to log in or register, and you can do it through Google account or LinkedIn account. But I have my own, and I will be work through it. In addition, DOLON.PRO is make your processing and control of data more simpler. It means that you can quickly determine when and where your data is valid or accurate or not. Most important that DOLON.PRO gives you a tool to analyze your data and greater insight and to make informed decision. You can integrate different types of geological data and perform this data and perform processing of this data, which before takes weeks, now for hours or even minutes. For me, DOLON.PRO it's not just a tool, but it's a revolution in geologic work, just like the transformation from paper to computer processing. And I'm sure that it will be interesting for you. So, if you have questions or want to know a bit more, feel free to get in touch. I'm always ready to share my experience or knowledge, as well as discuss DOLON.PRO tools and functions. If you have questions or some notes, you can just react in chat, and I will try to explain some more, and maybe it will be interesting discussion. First of all, I want to talk about KQC, because KQC is an issue today. due to the fact that deposits are getting poorer and companies' economies have less room to move. And it's always not enough time to process the data. And at the same time, the cost of errors is very high. And it's no time to significant things like mineralogy or structure or another part of geology. One of the most important milestones is a pass file procedure, which must be performed on each batch of sample coming from the laboratory. Often specialists try to automate this process as much as possible with an Excel or Access applications that everybody always have at the hand. However, for this purpose, it's necessary to keep 3 or more additional tables, in addition to the usual sample registration list of this, in standard geological structure. The question, is this software only for geology? This portion which we discuss now, yes, it's for geologists, but another portion which will show maybe in a week, it's not only for geologists. Actually, DOLON is a cloud-based solution that provides a wide range of functionality and tools for managing data and analyzing geological information. But today we are only going to discuss the KQC model. Okay, let's start. This is our KQC model, which we showed at our DOLON.PRO cloud. But we need to discuss data structure for works. Typically, geologists are working on sampling, and they have their own list of the sampling, where they can put information about drill hole ID or end sample ID, intervals where sample are taken, maybe late, sample type, weight, and assays data. But due to practice that all control samples going next to the samples which their control should be to control, usually nobody, do not doing column with control identificator of the sample. It means that everybody knows that next sample, which is controlling its previous sample. This doing some troubles for serums, for standards, for serum samples. And they are putting in this table like here, whenever its place was found. For our tool, it needs at least 3 main columns. It's sample ID, sample type, and control identificator, where for duplicates it will be name of sample which is under control by current sample, or name of serum. And for blank, it should be empty, because it not need to make anything with blank. Also, for serums, for comparing values in serum with certificate data, it's need a second table. Second table where you have all list of serums which you used, and table should be with 4 columns. Serum, where you have name of serum, mean value, standard deviation value, and element which you want to control. The table can be not only with these serums which you used only for this batch or KQC. It can be just general list of all theorems which you used before or using usually. It doesn't matter. When you have this data, you can just start to work with our tools. Okay, let's try to make KQC in our DOLON.PRO. First of all, we need to load our data. I have all this data at one folder. I have theorem test and test data. Test data, it's data of sampling, and theorem, it's a list of theorems. Now we should load our file of our sampling data. We need to upload file and choosing it. It needs some time to processing, and after processing you see structure of your file, and that file is uploaded. At this step you need to map all the fields, all columns in your spreadsheet for processing. And first of all, it's need to map sample ID. Double click at source column, and you can choose from your data column with sample ID. Next, sample type. Next one, value. We want to make charts for zinc, for copper, for silver, and for lead. And last one, which is necessary for our tool, it's sample control. It means that you should put here a control identificator column. When you've done all this, you need to put theorems. Next button in the right upper right corner, it's a list of theorems. You need to push button with upload to upload the file and choose your theorem test. Now it's uploaded, and we still need to map our columns. Double click and theorem. Double click on value, and we will take mean. Double click on deviation, and we will choose standard deviation. And double click on elements, and we will take column with elements. Now we mapped our theorem file, and we should to save template. And we can give another name which is will be useful for you for everyday using. Now template is saved, and we are coming back to our mapping. And here in list of standards you can use your template which you just created. Now we can push button next. Now we can push button next, and now we should to make all settings. Error value for hard 90%, cumulative frequency for hard 10%, and scattering deviation 10%. The question is that screen doesn't visible properly. I all have this issue, or because I believe that it depends from internet connection. And also question was about theorems. If theorems are loaded once, can it be configured to automatically load their data for the next graph? Yes, I will show to you a bit later during our this stream. We put it settings for charts. Next one, we should to map our data and data from theorems for the comparison. I mean for Shuha charts. Double click at silver, and we choosing silver in our theorems. And expected blank value can be maybe in this time 0.5. For your understanding, that our table have different columns with elements, I mean with assays, and now we should to compare this data from our source table with all this data by theorems whenever it will appear. Next one, copper, and we're choosing copper, and in this time here I believe it will be 0.01. Lead and zinc. Now we mapped data from our source table with theorems. Next, we should to choose which data we want to process, and here we'll put all data. And last one, what we should to do, it's mapping of sample types. Here we have routine sample, and you cannot map routine sample because it will be processed like routine samples. But other samples like laboratory duplicate, you should to map also. Field duplicate, blank, and crushing duplicate. Here you can see that it's more than only 4 different types of sample of control samples. Even not more than 5, more than just only theorem, crushing duplicate, blank, field duplicate, and laboratory duplicate. Because in our source table was some misspelling, and it's different typing of core duplicate, just some mistakes. But we still can also add this in the list of field duplicate, and next one in crushing duplicate, and also theorem. When we finished all this portion, we can push the button show result, and we can see errors. it means that these rows have some triggered mistakes. You can download all this data in Excel and after see what is happening with your data. But now we'll go further and we can see our blanks information. Here is sorted all the blank samples with their value, and after all our data we can see that it's 47 samples here from 47. That it means that no any mistakes in blanks. And we can see charts for blanks. Here chart for silver, next one chart for copper, and next one chart for lead and zinc. You can see that not all data laying at the null. It means that we have some deviation, but we put deviated 0.01. It means that after higher than this grade, samples are not clear. Next, it's a comparison of duplicate, and first of all, field duplicate. Here is a list of all sorted field duplicates with their data. And after that we can see hard plot for silver, and scatter plot for silver. And under the plot we can see all legend. It means that blue one is our samples, red one it's red one it's plus 10%, pink minus 10%, central line it's line with x equal y, and green one it's regression line. And here we can see formula of regression and coefficient of correlation in square. All samples are clickable, and we can see this information about this sample. Next one, hard for copper, hard for scatter plot for copper, hard for lead, scatter plot for lead, and all the same data for zinc. Then we have laboratory duplicate, and we have Russian duplicate. And in the end of all the data we have theorems. Theorem 910-7 and all sorted samples with this theorem. And Schuchard graph for this theorem by silver, by copper, by lead, and by zinc. And same for all other theorems. Now we should see our errors, which was appeared during processing time. If we click at this button, we will see errors, samples where the errors is appeared and why. if we will see our theorem table, we can see that theorems usually named just with number, and last theorem named with letters like GBM 311-8. And in our data, in our source data, if we will see theorems, we can see that all theorems do not have any letter, and that's why it was appeared error, and this data was not included in our result. Okay. And we can save this data, this run of KQC in Excel, and after some processing time it will be downloaded at our computer. Here we can see all blanks with all the data and graph, I mean a chart for blanks. Same for field duplicates, same for laboratory duplicates, for crash duplicates, and for theorems. And you can use this data in your reports. The question about can we save theorems and other data for using. At previous stage, we can use we can save template for all our data. It means that if name of template, if we will put name of template and we will save it, then at our general window we can use this template for everything. It means we uploading some data and we don't need to map all this data, because we can use our template for data and our template for theorems. And if nothing changed, we can just put next, choose all data, and show result. Okay, this is how our QQC tools works. But actually, the question is, what will be for you, like for users, interesting to have at this tool, because this tool can be usable, can be used from any place, and it's 100% of time is available. And the question, what will be useful for you? You can just put information at the chat, and then we can discuss it internally and put some new tools and features at our system. Okay, it's some interesting points in the chat, and let's try. I will try to explain. Is it possible to change the legend of the graphs, different symbols for point within and outside tolerance? For now, no, but we'll include this possibility in the future. And in maybe in 1 or 2 weeks we will update our tools with this. Can we modify the theorem graph to report over time period? Weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annually? For now, this is not realized, but actually, yes, we can put filters to use it to make periodical reports. Would it be good to add a table of statistic number of samples, data within tolerance, data outside tolerance, mean, median, and etc.? Yes, it's a good idea, and we will realize this stuff to put all this additional data to our graphs. You're welcome for the great discussion. Is it possible to compare result data across methods, for example ACP, ICP and XREF, and so on? You mean to compare the same data from the same table? I mean, like not only like duplicates, but like two components between. Yes, it's a good idea. Now it's not realized, but we will think about this stuff, and I believe that it will be works. Yes, in future we can. Okay. I do not see any additional questions, and just one note. We shared with structure of data which is need for maybe modifying for using in our software, and you can download this form from Google Drive, I believe, and use as a template for your data to use our software. And you can always get in touch with us through our site, and there you will find our contacts, and you can write us directly if you see some interesting opportunities or something another. Okay, then I think that we can finish our show, and we'll be in touch a bit later. Thank you for your time. Thank you that you were at our stream. I believe that we'll catch up several times with another theme. Okay. Cheers and bye bye.